Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
As we pledge allegiance to our flag tonight, please keep the people serving in our armed forces all over the world and in your hearts and mind. Please join a class as we pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In recognition of this time in our lives and in memory and honor of the countless people impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, I invite you all to join me in a moment of silent reflection. Thank you.
Good evening, RHS students, families, and staff, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Rockport High School class of 2021. This event is a significant milestone for each and every member of this class, and we are happy to have you all in attendance. Thank you for being here. A special thanks to all of you who are participating in the afternoon ceremony. You're still muted. Please turn on your camera. The link isn't working. These are just a few things we heard daily this past year, and I cannot say enough how impressed I am by the way my classmates handled this tumultuous year. We saw adversity daily, whether that may have been sports canceled or postponed, theater performances we lost, or concerts that needed to be live streamed. However, the class of 2021 did not let this get our spirits down. We met distanced at beaches, Granite Pier, and even over Zoom. I'd like to take a moment to thank my entire grade for creating a community during this pandemic. Thank you. I cannot wait to see what you all do. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you all do.
Well, thank you all for joining us today to help us celebrate the graduation of Rockport's class of 2021. After such a tumultuous school year, we are ecstatic to be together one last time to reflect on the time we spent in Rockport schools and to celebrate the great things we have accomplished and are sure to do in the future. I would like to first thank all the people who have helped us get here today. I'd like to thank the teachers who have pushed us to be the best versions of ourselves. They are the heart of the school, and without them, Rockport would not be the amazing, tight-knit community that we love so dearly. Your passion, creativity, and brilliance has inspired us more than you can ever imagine. Thank you. Thank you to the administration, especially our principal, Ms. Rose. They're constantly battling for our school system, and they embody the caring, supportive, and hardworking values of RHS each and every day. Their love and dedication to the school is perfectly exemplified in the extra effort they make by welcoming every student as we walk past the office on our way to our first class of the morning. These small gestures do not go unappreciated, and is one of the many reasons why I love Rockport so much. And finally, thank you to the grounds and tech departments who have been working tremendously hard to help us smoothly traverse this unprecedented year, and who are instrumental in the organization of our ceremony today. And most importantly, thank you to our families who have supported us and loved us unconditionally, even through our angsty and rebellious teen years. Without my family, I don't think I'd be speaking here today. You keep me honest, push me to be my best, and remind me to take a moment to breathe and just live in the moment. I can't thank you enough. With the time that I've been given to speak at our ceremony today, I'd like to reflect on the years that we spent in the Rockport school systems. Whether it be 14 years for the students who started as tiny pre-K students, or just the past couple of years for the students who found their place in our class later in high school. No matter how long we've been a part of the Rockport school system, I believe that Rockport has helped us shape into the people we are today. Much like any other school, we have learned to successfully traverse middle school cliques and drama, and we've learned calculus and statistics in Mr. Lonsby classes, although no other math teacher has a dog cuter than Rigby. We've learned the importance of pushing ourselves and working as a team while playing varsity sports. But these aspects of high school life are universal. Every graduating high school senior in America has an embarrassing story from freshman year. We all share a deep-rooted hatred for standardized testing, especially the College Board, and we'll all laugh about the fun times that we had during Spirit Week, prom, and field trips that helped bring our class together. In 20 years, we're starting to look back on these memories fondly, but I don't believe these aspects of our high school experience are going to be what we remember most about our time at RHS. When we think back on high school, we are starting to think of it as a place where we learned what it meant to be part of a community, or better, to be part of a family. Like a family, we don't always see eye to eye. The class of 2021 is a group of 67 individuals with unique stories, perspectives, and interests. We are full of artists and musicians, actresses and athletes, photographers and magicians. We are an ambitious and competitive group, and we're eager to step into the world to pursue our passions, and hopefully to make a world a better place along the way. Though we all have our own goals and dreams, much like a family, we're always excited to celebrate our peers' successes and are prepared to offer a hand when times get challenging. Traditionally, though, senior year is regarded as a time when a class finally comes together and sees one another as a family. Unfortunately, our class didn't have the chance to celebrate and bond in the traditional sense due to COVID. But this doesn't mean that we're less of a family than previous Rockport graduating classes. This year, many of us were faced with countless personal challenges, and the strength of the Rockport community as a whole was put to the test. The separation of quarantine revealed how much we relied on our relationships with our peers and teachers for support and encouragement. The obstacles, disappointments, and heartbreaks we endured this school year slowly piled up. They gained strength like a rip current concealed in the peaceful sea that was supposed to be our senior year. When we found ourselves in that rip current, we had the opportunity to give up, to let the pressures of college applications, struggles of isolation during online school, and the stress of planning our futures drag us into the deep depths of the Atlantic, leaving us lost and alone. But we are a class of fighters, a class full of resilience and strength. When we found ourselves being dragged out by that current, we chose to swim instead. Even with our grit and courage, though, some of us might have become too overwhelmed and exhausted to overcome the tide alone. The perpetual support from the Rockport community, even though it might have been through a computer screen, gave us something to hold on to. It was an anchor that we could cling to when all stability of the year was lost. Rockport made sure we felt loved and cared for, and made sure that we knew, no matter what we might think, that we weren't alone. We have been so lucky to grow up in a community that cares so deeply for one another, to always know that someone will be ready to lend you a hand when you need it or even when you don't. The generosity and kindness that radiates through our halls is a characteristic unique to Rockport. As we prepare to take that terrifying but exhilarating step into the next chapter of our lives, I hope that each of you finds a community that is as kind and as supportive as Rockport. One where you feel so at home that you can't imagine yourself anywhere else. I know that for many of you, your new home will be hundreds of miles away, but I hope that once you find the place where you can be the best version of yourself, that you remember the community that taught you what it felt like to be part of a family. As you venture out into the world, RHS might fade to a distant memory of maroon lockers, painted ceiling tiles, and bustling halls full of noise and laughter in between classes. But Rockport will always be a part of us. It gave us a home to explore who we are and learn who we want to be. It is the place where we fortified our character, developed our passions, and learned that the world isn't as scary as we might think, because even if the pressures of adulthood and independence loom in the future, we know that we will always have the Rockport community to turn to when we need them. When you find your new community beyond Rockport, make sure that you cherish the people who make your new family special. Because I know that without my classmates, Rockport would not be the special place that it is. Your compassion, enthusiasm, and resilience has been a source of inspiration for myself and so many others. It's been an honor to grow up with you all. Thank you for being my friends and families for the past 12 years. I know that you all do amazing things, and I hope you discover what truly makes you happy. But in addition to that, I also hope that you explore the world beyond our little island, because there's so much beauty and richness beyond us. But no matter where you go or what you might do, remember the community you helped build at Rockport, and let that remind you of the indestructible strength of family. Thank you.
I'm living right here and now, and I don't wanna miss out. Is this what life's all about? The world is calling, and I'm listening. And I'm listening.
I feel the freedom inside. Come on, let's go for a ride. I finally opened my eyes, and I can see it so clearly. So clearly. Life is but a dream, and isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. Oh,
I feel my heart beat racing.
my heart beat racing. I fly it's amazing. Oh, life can be amazing. Oh, I feel my heart be racing, racing, I fly, soaring higher, I can light my fire,
And then we'll see
what happens now, what happens now,
and then we'll see
what happens now, what happens now.
Watch what happens now.
It's amazing, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. Oh,
It's amazing.
it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. What happens now? What happens now? Watch what happens. What happens now? What happens now? Watch what happens now.
Great. Thank you, chorus, for that amazing performance. And hello, everyone, and thank you for supporting myself and the class of 2021 on this special evening. As this day grew closer and closer and wearing these caps and gowns became more tangible, I couldn't help but look back and think if this is where myself, friends, and family expected me to end up. The quite obvious answer is no. Younger me hoped to reach at least 5 feet tall, be confident the brake is on the left and the gas is on the right, and believe it or not, I didn't think we'd be graduating during a global pandemic. However, there's no other person on this planet that has had greater expectations for myself than my mom. What began as subtle hints and suggestions about my future eventually evolved into a highly specific plan. Graduate the top of the class, go to college, go to medical school, get rich, buy her and my dad a big house on the back shore, and somewhere in between, marry a rich doctor. I think I'm generally on the right track. I'm definitely have to get back to you on those last few. And to be honest, for much of my life, I've avoided setting real goals or high expectations for myself. The idea of failure has always terrified me, so if there's no looming expectation to meet, there's no reason to disappoint. Before teachers handed back tests, I would always tell myself to not expect a good grade. When people told me I should apply to certain colleges because I'm a shoo-in, I would reply with the simple, I'll look into it. I, of course, did not look into it because I didn't want to tell them months later that I didn't get it and they were dead wrong. Even though I could avoid setting expectations for myself, I was unsuccessful in preventing others from doing so. For the longest time, I felt there was myself and an unattainable vision of myself that everyone else saw and expected me to be. Because of these expectations I felt I had to live up to, I feared the future and losing myself trying to chase the expectations of others. As you can expect, my mom wanted none of that. She didn't fly across the world and start a new life just to raise a daughter who's too afraid to tap into her own potential. Anak, you don't have to be a doctor. You could be a software engineer if you wanted to. At first I thought, great, another expectation to not live up to, but later got me thinking, well, at least I know 2 careers I don't want to go into. Eventually thinking about careers I didn't want to pursue, which is a long list I can share on another occasion, eventually evolved into thinking about careers I could enjoy. That night was one of the first times I thought about the future from the perspective of what I would want, and I felt genuinely excited. I not only formulated a list of careers I wanted to pursue, but also mapped out my retirement plan down to the Spanish cedar wood doors of my woodland cottage. I finally began to understand what it's like to have an ambition. Real goals, the ones that you're truly eager to achieve, cannot be thrust upon yourself by others, but are the ones you discover and create for yourself. For That night in realization, I can only thank my mom, though I don't think she pictured me deciding to go against her wishes. Despite it all, she's always pushed me to be my best and love who I've become. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I'd also like to take the time to thank my dad for teaching me to have fun and not take life so seriously. Finding the balance between planning for the future and living in the moment has not been an easy feat, but you two have managed to foster both ideals at home. I greatly appreciate all that both of you do, as well for providing me the opportunity to attend Rockport. The Rockport communities continue to support myself and the rest of this class to grow into the people we are today. To all of you, I'd like to extend my sincerest of gratitudes for making this moment, every moment before it, and our futures possible. For my future after Rockport, I have my sights set attending Olin College of Engineering, so I guess this wasn't the complete teenage angst rebellion I was looking for, but all I know is I won't be attending school for software engineering. It can feel relieving to finally have goals, have expectations for myself, and be excited for the future. But like everything else in life, there always lies a caveat. When we were younger, we were simply told all you need to do is set your mind to it and you can achieve it. Though this is a lovely ideal, we have all learned in one way or another that this is far from the truth. It is impossible to avoid the fact there will always be governments, economic structures, societal rules, the dying planet, and ignorance that tarnish our expectations. We could choose to let our failed expectations spiral us into a state of existential nihilism, but this class's future shows us we won't allow the current global dissonance hinder us from paving a better path for ourselves and others. Especially this year, I've seen this class take a stronger stance in our community and world. Today, you not only see graduating seniors, but also beach cleanup leaders, tutors, environmental advocates, and political activists. In this difficult time, we've learned to grow into what the world and each other need. Soon, you'll see this group emerge into the world as medical professionals, engineers, artists, teachers, politicians, and everything else in between. When the world around us tries to cause more division and strife, we recognize these flaws and aim to combat them. I can say with great confidence that this class is the most genuine and strong group of individuals that I have the pleasure of growing up with. On the surface, we may appear nonchalant, but will not hesitate to stand up for ourselves and others. Even the tiniest of incidents have faced the full fury of the class of 2021. All I ask is that you may use that stubbornness and passion to pursue what makes you happy and may create a positive impact on others. You all have the capacity for brilliance, and I can't wait to see what you all may do in your futures. We are much stronger than we think. We have the goals, aspirations, and grit to show for it. 17 years in a small town makes me far less than qualified in handing out life advice, but I do wish to part with this. Pursue the expectations for yourself that you set, and not those established by others. Don't be afraid to choose what makes you happy. The best versions of ourselves is when we are most authentic. However, don't be afraid to stray from the path from time to time or even forge your own path. There's no script or equation that will the exact outcome you wish. After all, we've gone through high school on our own individual journeys, but they've all led us here tonight. I'm far from sure where new juniors would take us, but if we are able to pick ourselves and each other up after a major global event, we are much capable than we would expect. Please join me in congratulating each individual that inspires me and makes up my RHS family. Thank you and good night.
Good evening. Look at the weather. So happy. Yay! That deserves a round of applause. As many of you know, my name is Amy Rose, principal of the high school, and it is my pleasure to formally begin the presentations of awards and scholarships. I'd like to thank the countless community organizations who took their time to review our applications and provide such generous financial contributions to our students and families. For such a small town, we are extremely fortunate to have such an amazing community support. I am pleased to announce that every student who completed the application process for local scholarships will be receiving something tonight. Due to the COVID restrictions this year, we were not able to accommodate outside guests to present their scholarships, but we will announce them tonight on behalf of the over 70 local organizations who sponsor them. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Robert Lebo, Superintendent of Schools, to present our first scholarships.
Before we do that, just one big, deep breath without a mask on. It smell good and feel good and look good. And congratulations to all of you. My chance to congratulate you. You were third graders when I came here, so you guys are awesome. I have the pleasure of giving out 5 scholarships. The first is the Almond B. Cook Scholarship. They're both for $2,500. And would you stand when your name is called? First goes to Taylor Frost. And the second goes to Tess Campbell. The second scholarship is the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 98 Scholarship. This is for $500. It goes to Sean Collins. Next is the American Legion Post 98 Scholarship. Goes for $1,000 and goes to a young man I'm really, really proud of. He's come a super long way, fine young man, Kyle Beal. The next is the American Postal Workers Union Scholarship. There are 3 of these. Each are for $300. First goes to Elowyn Akers. Second goes to Molly Timmons. And the third goes to Riza Anderson. The final scholarship that I have the pleasure of announcing this afternoon is for $2,500, and it goes to Jameson Rinn. And I would like to welcome to the podium Anne Marie Luster, Dean of Rockport High School.
Good afternoon. The first scholarship that I will be awarding this evening is the Barbara Nelson Memorial Scholarship. There are 2, each in the amount of $300, and these are awarded to Austin Matus and Sean Collins. The next scholarship is the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce Scholarship. It is the Sylvester L. Red Daring Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, and that is awarded to Ethan Anderson. The Cape Ann Radio Club Scholarship is awarded in the amount of $250 to Gillis Malcolmson. Cape Ann Savings Bank is awarding 3 scholarships, all in the amount of $1,500. These are awarded to Ben Porter, Jane Riley, and Madeline Christensen. The next scholarship is the Cape Ann Youth Hockey Association Scholarship in memory of William Marchant. They are awarding 2, each in the amount of $300 to Fru Rowan and Rachel Daly. The Casey Brooks Memorial Scholarship, there are 3, each in the amount of $200, awarded to Jaden Shimataro, Jolie Frontiero, and Maya Churchill. The Cusick Hill Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is awarded to Lucy Twombly. The Daughters of the American Revolution Scholarship in memory of Sally Costello in the amount of $500 is awarded to Noah Cook. The Daughters of the American Revolution Scholarship in memory of Shirley Klein in the amount of $2,000 is awarded to Nicole Knoyer. This year, the DECA Embrace the Chase Scholarship in the amount of $500 is awarded to Rachel Daly. The Easton Family Scholarship is an educational foundation scholarship for Rockport. We have 7, all in the amount of $1,000. Please hold your applause until they are all awarded. First, Kyle Beal, Levin Rudler, Madeline Dixon, Maggie Maroney, Olivia Newman, Rhiannon Hurst, and Riza Anderson. I also have the pleasure of awarding 8 $500 scholarships from the Educational Foundation of Rockport. There are 8, so again, please hold your applause. Elowen Akers, Nicole Conoyer, Sean Collins, Noah Cook, Rachel Daly, Jacob Engel, Alexa Ozier, and Ben Porter. The Educational Foundation is also awarding 2 $1,000 scholarships. These are awarded to Cam Diaz and Fru Rowan. There are also 6 in the amount of $1,500. These are awarded to Tess Campbell, Taylor Frost, Gus Johnson, Zoe Lucido, Camden Wheeler, and Austin Matus. The Johnson Family Memorial Scholarship is also an Ed Foundation for Rockport Scholarship. Tonight we have 3 in the amount of $500. These are awarded to Jolie Frontiero, Lucy Twombly, and Madeline Christensen. I also have the honor of awarding the Rosenfield Halperin Family Scholarship. This is in the amount of $1,500, and this is awarded to Jamison Rinn. I also have the Melissa Tingley Memorial Scholarship, which is an Ed Foundation scholarship in the amount of $1,000, and this is awarded to Peter Tingley. The Ethel Hiltz Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $400 is awarded to Madeline Christensen. The First Congregational Church of Rockport scholarships, we have 2, both in the amount of $500. These are awarded to Olivia Newman and Rhiannon Hurst. The last scholarship I will be awarding today is the Friends of Halibut Point State Park Scholarship in the amount of $500 to Lucy Twombly. Next, I'd like to introduce John Parisi, the Director of Athletics.
Good afternoon. I have the pleasure of rewarding the Friends of Rockport Athletic Scholarship, 11 of them in the amount of $500. So there's 11, so please hold your applause. Austin Matus, Camden Wheeler, Ethan Anderson, Fru Rowan, Jacob Engel, Jane Riley, Kayla Colbert, Michael Trupiano, Rachel Daly, Taylor Frost, and Zoe Lucido. Global Studies Scholarship is awarded in the amount of $500 to Olivia Newman. Gloucester Lodge number 892, Elks Scholarship. 2 of them in the amount of $1,205. The first one to Taylor Frost. Second one to Molly Timmons. Harry J. and Grace M. West Scholarship Fund. 4 in the amount of $1,075. First one's to Maggie Maroney. Reza Anderson. Tess Campbell. And Winnie Gow. The Houlihan Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $400 to Sean Brosnan. The Isabel Babson Memorial Library Scholarship. 4 of them in the amount of $5,000. The first one to Camden Wheeler. Levin Rudler. Nicole Cornier. And Rachel Daly. The J. Donaldson Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 to Rachel Daly. Jeffrey Dietrich Memorial Scholarship. 2 of them in the amount of $2,500. First one's Ben Porter. The second one is Reza Anderson. The Joan Martin Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $250. First one's Madeline Christensen. And Olivia Newman. The John Bennett and Al Ladoff Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. The first one is Kyle Beal. And the second one is Zoe Lucido. The Joyce M. Lucido Memorial Community Service Scholarship. 5 of them in the amount of $250 each. The first one is Lucy Twombly. Noah Cook. Rachel Daly. Taylor Frost. And Zoe Lucido. The Karen Rowe Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 to Olivia Newman. The Catherine Gross Nut Brown Scholarship in the amount of $500, Jameson Wren. The Lewis and Mary Dunton Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 to Levin Rudler. The Mary T. Lane Foundation Scholarships, 3 of them in the amount of $10,000. The first one goes to Haley Falls. Zoe Lucido. And Lucy Twombly. And 2 more at the amount of $5,000. First one's Rhiannon Hurst. And Molly Timmons. The Matt Tansen Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $300 to Levin Rudler. Parish scholarships, 4 at the amount of $250. The first one's Jane Riley. Kayla Colbert, Maggie Maroney, and Rachel Daly. The Patricia Fears Carico Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 to Michael Trupiano. The Peter F. Brunei Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 to Jaden Shimataro. Pigeon Cove Circle Scholarship in the amount of $500 goes to Gus Johnson. I'd like to introduce our principal, Miss Amy Rose, again.
Can you believe we still have more to go? There's so much great support in this community. Okay, the first is the Principal's Scholarship, and with a very last-minute anonymous donation that even my guidance department doesn't know about, we're going to be awarding it for $1,100, and that is going to go to Sam Lamond. So the Ramsden Scholarship, there are 25 of them at $200 each. And the first Ramsden Scholarship is awarded and presented on behalf of Mr. Charles Bill Christopher to his graduating granddaughter, Emma Rose Christopher. The remaining recipients, since there are 24 of them left, we will hold our applause. It's Elwyn Akers, Kyle Beal, Griffin Beaton, Bianca Fody, Kayla Colbert, Sean Collins, Noah Cook, Madeline Dixon, Jacob Engel, Winnie Gao, Sam Lamond, Austin Matus, Maggie Maroney, Olivia Newman, Alexa Ogier, Noah Padre, Benjamin Porter, Jane Riley, Fru Rowan, Sarah Randazza, Tucker Smith, Molly Timmons, and Michael Trupiano. The RHS Drama Scholarship in memory of Jean Cooney is awarded to, in the amount of $225, is awarded to Elwyn Akers. RHS Drama Scholarship in memory of Evelyn De La Barre in the amount of $200 goes to Emmeline Dushinsky. The Rockport Art Association and Museum Andrew Barrett Shaw Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 goes to Emmeline Dushinsky. The Rockport Art Association and Museum Paul Strizek Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 is awarded to Catherine Cheseldine Ackerman. The Rockport Art Association and Museum Zygmunt Jankowski Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 goes to Catherine Cheseldine Ackerman. The Rockport Educational Support Staff Scholarship in the amount of $500 goes to Camden Wheeler. The Rockport Exchange Scholarship in the amount of $500, Rhiannon Hurst. Rockport Firemen's Association scholarships, there are 2 in the amount of $500 each, to Alexa Ogier and Zoe Lucido. The Rockport Garden Club Scholarship, there are 2 in the amount of $2,000 each to Jamison Rinn and Lucy Twombly. The Rockport High School Alumni Scholarships, there are 11 of them in the amount of $2,500 each. They are awarded to Emma Christopher, Gus Johnson, Haley Folds, Kayla Colbert, Lucy Twombly, Molly Timmons, Nicole Cornier, Rachel Daly, Rhiannon Hurst, Risa Anderson, and Winnie Gow. The Rockport High School Alumni Scholarships in memory of Cynthia Peckham. There are 5 additional that they give in the amount of $1,000 each. And they go to Jane Riley, Kyle Beal, Madeline Dixon, Sean Collins, and Zoe Lucido. The Alumni Association also gives 2 more scholarships in memory of Mary Balzerini. There are 2 in the amount of $2,500 each, and they go to Ethan Anderson and Camden Wheeler. The Alumni Scholarship gives another award in memory of Everett Snap Silva, and that goes to Griffin Beaton in the amount of $2,500. The Rockport Men's Softball League gives a scholarship in the amount of $350, and that goes to Alexa Osier. The Rockport Parent-Teacher Association, otherwise known as the PTO, gives 8 scholarships in the amount of $600, and they go to Alexa Osier, Ben Porter, Gillis Malcolmson, Gus Johnson, Maggie Maroney, Noah Padre, Rhiannon Hurst, and Sean Collins. The Rockport Police Association, 2 scholarships in the amount of $2,000 each to Kyle Beal and Camden Wheeler. The Rockport Public Library, Arlene Shaw Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 to Tucker Smith. The Rockport Rotary Club gives 5 scholarships in the amount of $1,000 each to Emma Christopher, Madeline Dixon, Olivia Newman, Rachel Daly, and Tess Campbell. The Rockport Teachers Association gives 2 scholarships in the amount of $800 each to Madeline Christensen and Olivia Newman. Rockport Youth Soccer Scholarships, 3 in the amount of $500 each to Austin Matus, Haley Folds, and Michael Trupiano. The Ron Kelleher Memorial Scholarship, there are 2 in the amount of $500 each to Catherine Cheseldine Ackerman and Emmeline Jashinsky. The Sandy Bay Yacht Club Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 to Emma Christopher. Sean J. McDuff Memorial Scholarship, 1 in the amount of $500 and 1 in the amount of $1,000. The $500 scholarship goes to Elowyn Akers. And the Sean J. McDuff Memorial Scholarship for $1,000 goes to Kayla Colbert. The Sheldon Knowles Memorial Scholarship, there are 2 in the amount of $250 each to Alexa Osier and Zoe Lucido. The Spyron Lodge Scholarship, there are 2 in the amount of $500 each to Risa Anderson and Sean Collins. The St. Mary's Episcopal Church Scholarship, there are 3 in the amount of $500 each to Jacob Engel, Peter Tingley, and Camden Wheeler. The Sue Thurston Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 goes to Noah Padre. The Wave Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $500 goes to Rachel Daly. The Windrift Charities Academic Award for $5,000 goes to Cameron Diaz. We are getting there, but I'm going to end with a bang here. We have the Arthur and Harriet Wright Memorial Scholarship. There are 52 of them in the amount of $415.70. They're going to everybody who is attending a four-year school who applied for scholarships. So please bear with me. I will read them and you can stand and be recognized. It is Alexa Ogier, Austin Matus, Benjamin Porter, Brennan Smith, Bryce Kerrigan, Camden Wheeler, Catherine Cheseldine Ackerman, Christopher Cucchiaro, Claire Sampson, Ella Wynn Akers, Emma Christopher, Emma Sperry, Emmeline Jashinsky, Ethan Anderson, Fru Rowan, Gillis Malcolmson, Grace Valvano, Griffin Beaton, Gus Johnson, Haley Folds, Jacob Engel, Jaden Shimataro, Jameson Rinn, Jane Riley, Jolie Frontiero, Cameron Diaz, Kayla Colbert, Kyle Beal, Levin Redler, Lucy Twombly, Madeline Christensen, Madeline Dixon, Maggie Maroney, Matthew Cucchiaro, Maya Churchill, Michael Trupiano, Molly Timmons, Nicole Canoyer, Noah Cook, Noah Padre, Olivia Newman, Rachel Daly, Rhiannon Hurst, Risa Anderson, Sam Lamond, Sean Collins, Skylar Noble, Taylor Frost, Tess Campbell, Tucker Smith, Winnie Gao, and Zoe Lucido. Congratulations. What? Yeah. I do need water. I am so proud and honored to present that on behalf of the Rockport community, in such a small town with only 67 graduates, the community donated over $240,000 to our graduates. And with that, we're going to prepare to award our diplomas. So hold on. Haley Elizabeth Falds. Tess Laura Campbell. Rhiannon Kayla Hurst. Olivia Grace Newman. Madeline Ray Christensen. Madeline Eleanor Dixon. Molly Elizabeth Timmons. Emma Rose Christopher. Rachel Catherine Daly. Risa May Anderson. Zoe Rose Lucido. Noah Duncan Cook. Bianca Marie Fody. Woo! Good job. Good job. Lucy Addison Twombly. Kayla Grace Colbert. Jolie Mariana Frontiero. Jane Margaret Riley. Elowyn Akers. Catherine Sophia Cheseldine Ackerman. Grace Elizabeth Valvano. Nicole Elizabeth Canoyer. Tucker John Smith. Alexa Grace Osier. Lanaya Danae Pena. Matthew Paul Cucchiaro. Levin Paul Rudler. Gus Stearns Johnson. Winnie Gao. Maggie Teresa Maroney. Benjamin Emerson Porter. Kyle Merrick. Austin Everett Matus. Jameson Mariner Rin. You're welcome. Camden Marshall Wheeler. Jaden Michael Shimataro. Griffin Silva Beaton. Christopher Paul Cucchiaro. Macy Rose Warenen. Emma Marie Sperry. Peter Mikhail Grant Tingley. Good job. Prescott James McCarthy. Sarah Elizabeth Randazza. Skylar Noble. Claire Elizabeth Sampson. Taylor Jean Frost. Bryce Hollett Kerrigan. Jacob Clark Engel. Frew Christopher Rowan. Happy birthday. Noah Witham Padre. Michael Bruce Trupiano. Ethan Eric Anderson. Emmeline Victoria Dushinsky. Maya Elizabeth Churchill. Kyle James Beal. Sam Williston Lamond. Caden Rapp. Tyler Scott Abel. Ivan Ashton Williamson. Jude Antonio Gentile. Sean Hale Collins. Owen Richard Parsons. Cameron Diaz. Sean James Brosnan. Gillis Aiden Malcolmson. Narciso Antonio Batista Rondon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockport High School class of 2021.
Miss Rose, it's an honor for me as Class of 2021 Treasurer to present you with the class gift to the Rockport High School community. On behalf of the entire class, we thank the Rockport faculty, staff, students, and larger community for the experience we've shared over these past 4 years. Please kindly accept a monetary donation to the 3 lower classes for their prom, since we had a lovely crowd-funded prom thanks to all of you guys. I'd also like to take the time to send a gift to our class advisors, Mr. Larson and Miss Osier. Literally, thank you so much for all you do. You've just done so much, especially this year in working with us class officers, so thank you.
At this time, I'm about to carry out my last official duty as the class president of the Rockport High School class of 2021. It is a tradition here at Rockport High School for the graduating senior class president to pass the gavel, a symbol of leadership, to the president-elect of next year's senior class. It is with my pride and pleasure I symbolically represent this gavel to Bowen Slingluff. There you go. Best wishes to you, Bobo, and the class of 2021. We're good. You say something? Yeah.
Thank you, Noah. The class of 2022 congratulates the graduating class of 2021 and extends its best wishes to each member.
Thanks, buddy.
So while the musicians set up from our next musical number, at this time, I'd like to take a moment to go off script and publicly recognize and honor the fact that 3 of our 67 graduates are planning to enter the armed forces after graduation. Their selfless commitment and dedication to our country is commendable and appreciated by all of us. Could I please have Caden Rapp, Coast Guard, Tucker Smith, Air Force, and Noah Cook, Army, please come to the stage to be sashed.
Before we start, I just want to invite the class to join in and sing with us on the last chorus. I'll motion to you guys when we're ready. So if you know the words, sing along. Okay?
That I'd walk away. So much joy, but so much pain, and it's so hard to say goodbye. But yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moments, so glad I got to know ya. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Another chapter in the book. Can't go back, but you can look. There we are on every page. Memories I'll always say. Up ahead, only open doors. Who knows what we're heading towards? I wish you love, I wish you love. For you, the world just opens up. And it's so hard to say goodbye. But yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moments, so glad I got to know ya. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Every day that we had, all the good, all the bad, I'll keep them here inside. All the times that we shared, every place, everywhere, you touched my life. Yeah, one day we'll look back, we'll smile and we'll laugh, but right now we'll just cry, 'cause it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moments, so glad I got to know ya. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moments, so glad I got to know ya. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Always remember you.
Wow. Thank you. So before I begin my formal closing, I'd like to take the time to thank a few people, and I, as always, have a long list of people to thank this year more than ever. So please hold your applause until the end. I would appreciate it. First and foremost, the faculty and staff of Rockport High School who have supported our students throughout their not-so-traditional four-year experience, as well as the class advisors, Ms. Osier and Mr. Larson, the guidance department, Ms. Luster, Kirk Keating and the maintenance staff, Anthony Prestigiovanni, Patty Pike, Nathan Cohen, Mike Montgomery, Zach O'Brien, and the many others who assisted in the planning of this not-so-traditional ceremony. It truly took a village to put this together. the local community for their overwhelming financial support allotted to our students through local scholarships, Mr. Lebo, the school committee, the selectmen, the town administrator, the Rockport Police Department, the Rockport Board of Health, and the greater community for their continued support and investment in the Rockport Public Schools. And of course, you, the students and families, for everything you have contributed to our school and community. It is now more than ever that I understand and appreciate your role in making Rockport High School such an amazingly special and unique place. As I seek to close your collective experience as Rockport High School students and families, I also look to capture my perspective of your class. For the students, my goal is to reflect and honor you for what you've meant to all of us. And for the families, my hope is to shed some light as to just what the experience of working with you all has meant to the entirety of the school community. In a time we are all being tested and torn, the one true north that never ceases to guide us is you, the students. While teachers and staff are being pulled and pressured to continually measure up through data and numbers, the community may not see or even understand the heart of what makes the Rockport schools so special. I am fortunate and privileged enough to see it every day. So how would I go about describing what I see? I may not be able to do it justice, but here goes. I see hallways full of students with a genuine passion and desire to make a difference in the world, while also understanding the importance of compassion, love, and genuine kindness. I see art that brings tears to my eyes, music that unites us, magic that excites us, thespians and technicians that bring us to new worlds, activists and change agents that inspire us, and athletes that understand the value of integrity, teamwork, and family. I see teachers and staff who care and love and show up every day to try to excite all of us. I see passion and strength that have gotten us through the best and the worst of times. And I see people who come together to support each other and fill holes in hearts when tragedy, loss, or heartache have occurred for any one of us. When I look out at this group of students, I see in every one of you your gifts, your talents, and I can honestly say without an inkling of a doubt that you will go on to change the world. You have all taught me to be a better leader, a better mom, a better person, through your trials and tribulations. I knew I'd get emotional. You have put your trust in me and the staff to push you, challenge, and prepare you for the future that lies ahead. It will not be easy, but you have been tested before. As you head into the unknown, I want you to remember how quickly things can change, for the better or worse. Just look at us now, sitting here at your graduation ceremony with a crowd of people who adore you, maskless. It's amazing. Would this have been possible even a month ago? When you face dark times, and you inevitably will, remember to find your vision. Take time to listen, reflect, and learn from others. You don't need to do it on your own or have all the answers. Just take one baby step forward if that's all you can do, but never give up on yourselves or the fact that oftentimes our darkness is preparing us for the brightness of our future. Without the dark times, we cannot fully appreciate the significance of the best times. As a way to summarize your strength and that of the community after this past year, I wrote a brief poem based off of the analysis that I shared last summer with the class of 2020 graduates. I think the synopsis is as relevant now as ever. It tried to break you, but here you are, stronger than anyone could possibly imagine you could be. It took your walls, your classrooms, your teachers, your sports teams, your concerts, your stage, and all your physical connection to learning, yet here you are. You could not look down to physically touch the fingertips of your classmates, but they were there, stronger and perhaps even more important than before. It tried to break us, but here we are, with a renewed sense of pride, humility, honor, and respect for all we are and all we have to give to the world. Before we conclude our ceremony, I encourage you to take one final moment to look around. Take in this experience that we have been so fortunate to have. Be grateful for the people here supporting you, and take a moment to embrace the ones who could not be here today for so many reasons. This is the future of the Rockport schools. Class of 2021, you may be leaving us tonight, but you will always carry a piece of Rockport Public Schools with you. You are the heart, the soul, and the future of the world, and I hope you will come back and visit us often. On behalf of the entire Rockport High School faculty and staff, we wish you the very best, and we thank you for all you've done to enrich our lives. Congratulations. This concludes the formal part of the Rockport High School Class of 2021 graduation ceremony. In a moment, the graduates will process out and gather on the open part of the field. Unfortunately, due to the restrictions this year, we're not able to have food and beverages, but you are certainly welcome to stay and take pictures in celebration of the moment. Please also drive safely and respectfully when you vacate to make sure we all get home safe. And a huge thank you for all of you participating in this once-in-a-lifetime event, for your flexibility along the way, for your bearing with us with the weather and all the newness of it. I appreciate it more than anything, and I'm so, so grateful to be a part of this special place. Congratulations.